Huckabee defends Trump's use of social media. I've never seen anything like it. Following a weekend of news reports dominated by President Donald Trump's controversial use of social media, former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee appeared on Fox News Channel, Fox and Friends Monday to add his thoughts to the continuing narrative. Trump, who faced bipartisan backlash last week after a series of derogatory tweets about the hosts of MSNBC's Morning Joe, earned further criticism Sunday morning after posting a video clip some have interpreted as an incitement to violence against journalists. Huckabee, on the other hand, thought the criticism was evidence supporting Trump's allegations that many in the press are aligned against his administration. The media basically hates Donald Trump more than they love America, Huckabee said. Trump's tweets Sunday morning, which featured a doctored clip of his 2007 participation in a televised professional wrestling event, came hours before a pro-American tweet supporting the nation's military. And I'm sure you've seen Donald Trump's tweet. Donald Trump, America's men and women in uniform in the story of freedom overcoming oppression, the strong protecting the weak, and the good defeating evil. USA. Let's take a look at this one. Happy 4th of July from Donald Trump.
Let me say to the hundreds of veterans with us tonight,
oh, this is long,
that for my very first Independence Day celebration as president, there is no place I'd rather be than with you. I'll tell you that.
Absolutely. The lack of news coverage surrounding the latter message, Huckabee suggested, proves his point. After devoting resources to the earlier tweet, which he said Trump probably posted for his own amusement and entertainment, Huckabee said there were crickets from the media after Trump's patriotic post. The former governor, who became a Trump supporter after suspending his own 2016 White House bid, went on to respond to critics who say Trump is devoting too much of his time to posting on Twitter. Huckabee described Trump as a man who gets very little sleep and an incredibly capable guy who just has the stamina of 3 men half his age. Regardless of how the president spends his time, he continued, an adversarial press will focus on the negative. I just think they're looking for a way to be offended, and they're going to find it no matter how irrational it is, he said. Let's take a listen to Huckabee. Defends, Trump.
We're really glad to have you here this morning. Now, there's been a lot of noise and news made about President Trump's tweeting, and how is he focused only on tweeting? Well, he's up this morning, just sent out a tweet saying this. He said, "We'll be speaking with Germany and France this morning." And, based on what you hear from the so-called mainstream media, Governor, how can he have time to actually speak to Germany and France? Because it appears to them all he does is tweet, right?
Well, actually, Donald Trump is a man who gets very little sleep. He is an incredibly capable guy that just has the stamina of 3 people half his age. I've never seen anything like it. What I find interesting is that he can tweet out something that probably he's doing for his own amusement and entertainment, and the press goes totally crazy. He sends out a very nice and positive, patriotic 4th of July message, and it's crickets from all the media. But here's the reason why. The media basically hates Donald Trump more than they love America. And so they're going to ignore the pro-America comments that he makes, and they're going to just camp out and never leave the campsite if he says something that offends them, which in many cases, they deserve it.
So here is the pro-America tweet that you're talking about. He sent this out last night about 4th of July. America's men and women in uniform is a story of freedom overcoming oppression, the strong protecting the weak, and good defeating evil, USA. So tweeted that last night. This morning, there was no coverage from the other networks on that tweet. Of course, they're all focused on him tweeting out the body slamming video, body slamming CNN. What did you make of that?
I find it interesting that you know, if there's a play in the park about Shakespeare and Donald Trump gets murdered on stage, that's okay, that's entertainment. But somehow pro wrestling is real. I mean, where else but in the media would their minds go there? But I just think they're looking for a way to be offended, and they're going to find it no matter how irrational it is. And it's just wearing thin. Now, in their little bubble, this makes sense. But I'm going to tell you, I travel all over the country. I was in Chattanooga, Tennessee yesterday. And one of the things I find is that the people of America, they don't get angry so much at Donald Trump, but they're just disgusted and worn out from the media constantly just badgering this president.
Yeah, they feel like finally someone is giving them a voice, that no one has spoken for them for years and years and years. I want to get your take on this. Former President Obama has emerged on foreign soil in Indonesia, and he's warning Americans, Governor, about the dangers of showing too much patriotism on the 4th of July. Let me read you this quote. He says, "We are seeing a rise in an aggressive kind of nationalism. We start seeing both in developed and developing countries an increased resentment about minority groups and the bad treatment of people who don't look like us or practice the same faith as us. I don't believe the future favors strong men. I believe the future favors those who promote tolerance, who are open to differences, and learn from everyone." So not mentioning President Trump by name, but certainly quite a dig at the president there, Governor.
This is amazing. I mean, Obama telling us that we shouldn't really be too patriotic on the 4th of July is like telling people in church they shouldn't think about God too much when they go there. This is unbelievable. But frankly, this just reminds me of how grateful I am that we have had a new president, a new chapter where it's okay to love America. You know, I think that we went from the whole Trump notion, make America great again, MAGA, and we've left the Obama mantra, which was make America mediocre again, or mama.
Yeah, well, look, that statement is getting coverage here, probably not much elsewhere, the criticism, veiled critique of the president. But I want to go back to the press, because why do they get to selectively determine what is metaphorical and what is literal? Is it because they think, as you have referred to, that the American people are dumb? They're not smart enough to understand that a video might mean, hey, we're taking on the fraud news network, we're taking on CNN.
Well, the difference is that the American people generally understand when something is being done tongue-in-cheek, it's said as entertainment or a joke. They get it. You know, they have a sense of humor. The press, when it comes to Donald Trump, they have no sense of humor, no perspective. They have nothing but anger, hate, and vitriol for this president and anybody associated with him. It's really one of the most amazing signs and shows of hypocrisy in certainly my lifetime.
Like Ted DiBiase said, everyone's got a price.
It's interesting, though, Governor. I mean, we didn't see this outrage, though.
I didn't get it.
We didn't see this outrage.
Pro wrestling joke. Ted DiBiase? Come on.
Governor, you know what, Governor? We will let you go.
What are you going to do when the president runs wild?
I know the people's elbow. You know, I'm sure the governor does too, but...
Let us know what you think in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching.